Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by super lightweight contender Robbie Davies Jr. Robbie, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. I've had better days.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've had better periods generally. 'Cause I've only saw bits and pieces of it on social media, and social media is actually part of the problem. In that your
Yeah.
Twitter account appears to have been hacked by some
Do you know what?
randoms.
Even today, I got an email off Twitter security, and they said this username isn't being used, or this email address is not used. I was like, yeah, because they've changed it. So having to wait for like a 30-day review. That's what they've come back with. So now I've got to wait for another review. Oh, it's too amazing. Like, honest to God, if I don't get it back, I'll probably never go on it again, because it's that hard to build your following on Twitter, I think.
I don't know how they managed to do it. I know Kevin Mitchell had his taken over like a few months ago as well by hackers. I'm not sure how they do it,
It
but
was
it's awful.
Well, I got an email in the middle of the night when I was asleep, like 3 a.m., saying unauthorized login from an Android using Firefox. Then, like 10 minutes later, it said your username has been changed on an email address. Then another 10 minutes later, your email address has been changed. And once your email address and your contact details are changed, you can't get it back yourself, because if you say like, I forgot my password, it goes to that email and that address.
Yeah, we're just talking about the loss of your Twitter account. It must be really frustrating for you. Like you say, it takes a long time to build up the following that you have, and now someone's just swooped in.
I feel like if I don't get it back on my Twitter now, like, I might just not go back to Twitter. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't like someone that was always on it all the time anyway, but I did enjoy it when like the boxing was on, or like sports were going on, like, because I'd get involved with everyone on what was going on, or what people thought of the fights, or reading like news articles or interviews and stuff like that. And like that, but I'll probably just think, oh, I'll probably become a bot. I'll become a just annoying people on it.
That doesn't sound too bad. I wouldn't mind seeing some of that.
No one will know it's me, and I'll just be able to read everything like what I normally do.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Don't do it on me, but like everyone else, go for it. Yeah, I'm like cheering it on. Yeah, do it, and then I'll be the victim of it in a few weeks. That's not the only issue you've obviously had recently. We last saw you out in February. Really good fight to watch. I don't know if that's any consolation, but the decision didn't go your way against Gabriel Valenzuela. Gripping, compelling fight, but I'm sure you're not happy with how it panned out. Just tell us your reflections on the fight.
Oh, well, I had a great camp in the back warming up. I was on fire. Just when I got in there, just didn't seem to happen for me. And then fighting towards us, things like that, even regardless of what everyone was saying about the tactics and all that, I'm a much better fighter, and I think people know that, than what I was on the night. And I look back at that sort of opponent and just think, like, don't get me wrong, he was decent and he had good power, but I just thought he shouldn't have lived with me. Do you know what I mean? And I think everyone at some point in the career is allowed a bad night in the office, and I just think that looks like it's going to be mine. Do you know what I mean?
And you talked about the boxing to orders element of it. That caused a lot of discussion, particularly on social media, which we've talked about. Dominic Ingle asking you predominantly to box southpaw. Seemed like you were getting caught a fair bit by the left hand, when not so much as a southpaw, but when you were transitioning from orthodox to southpaw. What did you make of that? And also people criticising Ingle for his insistence that you stayed southpaw.
No, I don't really have anything to say on the decision of what Dom was saying. Like, as a good fighter, you listen to your corner. Do you know what I mean? And he was giving me instruction, and I was doing my best to follow them. So I can't really say much more on it. Obviously, I think if I would have been orthodox, I'd have probably went more into my war regime and went toe to toe. I think what Dominic was trying to employ was that being southpaw, it was harder for him to hit me, but in some ways people were saying it was easier for him to hit me. So it was tit for tat on everything. Do you know what I mean? I was just following orders and just did what I was instructed to do. But even like I said before, even regardless of the tactics, I just think an overall performance, like that kid probably had the best performance of his career, where I probably had the worst of mine. Do you know what I mean?
What happened after that? Because it seems like there's been some changes in your team. But again, I've only seen kind of snippets of it from what I've seen on social media. So just tell us a little bit about that and what's occurred since the fight.
Yeah, do you know what? It was just nothing really happened. It just went quiet for me. Obviously, I don't really have like someone to turn to in boxing. I was just left stewing on my own a little bit, and obviously traveling back and forth to Sheffield has always been hard for me anyway, especially with just having a little girl and things like that. And then when I sat back and started to reevaluate on things, like don't get me wrong, I love the lads up at Sheffield. It's a great gym, do you know what I mean? And some of them I've made good friendship with and things like that. But I just think, you know, when you just know something, as in you just feel like it's not working for you. And don't get me wrong, the Ingle way has proven that it works for many fighters and champions on champions. But I just started to feel like it wasn't working for me. Do you know what I mean? So rather than sit there and hopefully it works next time, I'd rather just try and reset as quick as possible. And then obviously I got the news to Dominic, and we've spoken. He wished me well. All the lads have messaged me. I love the lads up there. Do you know what I mean? Like some of them, if they lived in Liverpool, I'd hang around with them. Do you know what I mean? Like they were my type of people. But sometimes you just gotta do what's best for yourself.
So are you currently on the lookout for a new trainer and a new gym, and ideally somewhere a bit closer to home, perhaps? As you said, you've not long had your daughter.
Do you know what? Like in my head, I think like I would like to be somewhere closer to home for that reason. But if the opportunity comes where I think this trainer, where I've got to travel, is the best for me, then I'd make the sacrifice. So at the moment, I haven't given it too much thought yet, because it's still that early, and I don't want to. I made this thing last time. Like I said, I was going to go and train at a few gyms and stuff like that, and I didn't. I went to the Ingle gym, seen all the lads. I fell in love and was like, no, I'm just staying here. And I didn't give anywhere else a chance, where this time I'm not going to just jump into bed straight away. Do you know what I mean? I feel like even at 31, I still feel I'm still young enough to push on. Like I'm not someone that balloons up overweight, and I'm not someone that's never keeps fit. I'm not out doing gallivanting or whatever. So I think like I've got a lot left to give. Do you know what I mean? I just need to find somewhere what proper gels and works for me.
It's interesting because most people, when they say, yeah, I was going to visit a few gyms, but I went to the first one, it clicked and I stayed. You usually only ever hear about that when it works out. And when it kind of maybe isn't, obviously at the time it may have been the best decision, but when it works out in hindsight, it's not. You never hear people say that. But yeah, I think that's a great decision to kind of go around the different gyms and see what suits you best. You're at a crucial stage now in your career, you know, on the cusp of kind of world contendership. It needs to be right, I suppose.
Yeah, like just keep thinking to myself, like if I just jump into bed with someone straight away and the same things happens again, like it could be it for me. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely need to make the right decision this time and need to slow things down a bit. But in the meantime, I haven't even got a, like as you know, I can imagine you're probably going to move on to it anyway. I haven't got a manager either now, so everything's slowed down a bit more. Normally, someone who you turn to for guidance in this sort of situation has left me, so I've obviously got to reevaluate that as well now.
How did that occur? Because I imagine it's quite a sensitive subject, but you and Neil had been together for a long time, even for boxing, which is frequently changing relationships and stuff. It seemed like you guys were very solid.
Yeah, do you know what? I thought we was. I honestly thought we was, and he messaged me to go for a walk, like we do often anyway. Because I don't really have anyone else to turn to without sounding like a bit of a loner. Neil used to always check in on me to make sure it was all right, because my head could go on a wobbler every now and again. And so I just thought it was another like an everyday catch up, seeing how I am and things like that. maybe seeing what Matchroom have been saying or what's next. Do you know what I mean? And then when we got there, he just basically said, Rob, the reason for me meeting you is I'm going to release you from your contract. And I was just like, I didn't really say much, to be honest. It was a shock for me, do you know what I mean? And he just said, like, without going into it too much because it's his own personal details, his health hasn't been the greatest. And he just said, like, managing me is basically affecting that. And I was just like I'm not someone that, like, you'd never have a missed call off me, anyone. Like, I'm not someone that speaks on the phone. I'm a texter. I have my phone in my hand and don't even answer it to you, and then text you and say what's up.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just one. So like he'd never had like a bunch of missed calls off me or anything like that. But I think during the time when I was trying to split with Dom, and I was getting Neil to, I was probably on him a little bit more than normal. And I think while he was probably, he said his health weren't the best, and he said, and I'm on him to sort things with Dominic. He said it's just become too much, and he hasn't got the energy to fight my battles anymore. And listen, Neil's been good to me over the years. He really has. And it was just like, at the time when this is happening for me, it was a bit of a kick in the teeth. And I did say to him, so it's not the fact that, because I said, have you let the other fighters go? And he said no, but their coaches take the brunt of it for me. Like, they like deal with their fighters. Zach and David deal with their coaches, deal with everything on a day-to-day basis, more or less thing. Whereas I don't have anyone, sadly for me. So I'm constantly, if I need someone, I go to Neil. And he just basically said, like, he hasn't got the energy to do it anymore. So I said, like, why are you letting them go as well? And he said no. So I did say to him, like, so it's not the fact that I've hit a bit of a speed bump and they're winning. Like, I'm like a bit of this. He said, no, I'm letting things go with work and things like that as well. So when someone's saying to you, like, they're letting you go because of their health, like, what more could they say? And he did say to me, like, Rob, like, I've been talking for ages, you've been a good listener, say something. And I just, like, said, nee, I've got nothing to say. Like, what more can I say? If you're letting me go because I'm managing me is affecting your health, then I just have to go with it. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit of a kick in the teeth for me, but I couldn't get my words out. I didn't know if I was angry or upset. Do you know what I mean? Because over the years, like, I've been with Neil, like you said, through thick and thin, and everyone pretty much thought we were solid. And over the years, like, I've had loads of little sly offers and backhanders and all kinds of and things to drop Neil. And the amount of times I've had like a big deal set up, and then they've said to me, "We'll have to get rid of Neil." I've went, "Whoa!" Like, listen, Neil's been good to me. I'm not letting him go. Do you know what I mean? And then the deal will just fall through, and I've just stayed as I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, better with the devil, you know, as they say. And it just it was a proper kick in the teeth. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't, like I said now, I couldn't work out if I was angry or sad. I still can't. Do you know what I mean? But just, it is what it is now. And if that's the way he was feeling, then I wouldn't want to be a burden on anyone. Do you know what I mean?
So what happens now in terms of finding a new manager? I mean, in an ideal world, would you want a trainer manager who could do both roles, so you don't have to kind of keep looking around and then hope that they can work together and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so do you know what? Being honest, like, that's why I wanted to get a post out so quickly to let people know I'm a free agent at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Because in the past, when people I've been like a bit of a shut shop. Like you said, I've always been pretty solid, and I was loyal to the core. Like, I'd have never left Neil through anything. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I've just got to look at it this way now. Maybe it'll open doors for me and opportunities that I couldn't have took because of Neil in the past. Like, them opportunities might still be there for me now. And even now, like, just waking up today, I've had a lot of interest. Do you know what I mean? From trainers, managers, all kinds. And sometimes it's not just because of the fight I am. I think it's more because of the person I am. I'm very easy to get on with, and anyone can pick up the phone with me, or a text, because I don't really like
Yeah.
on the phone. But anyone can get in touch with me and speak to me. Do you know what I mean? So, but like last time I was saying, I just jumped in bed with anyone straight away. This time I'm just going to sit back and see what unfolds first.
With these setbacks occurring, has it been a kind of additional blessing having a young family around you? Because obviously that's a great thing in your life anyway, but when stuff goes wrong in your career, it's kind of nice to have that at home, isn't it?
Yeah, like I always try to separate the two, because like sometimes the boxing can be very stressful and things like that. And like when I come home, it's like I don't even talk about boxing. Do you know what I mean? It's just I'm with me missus and the baby, and that's it. I'm talking nappies and bottles. Do you know what I mean? Or when I'm with me,
And
when I'm with me
changing them as
mum.
well, crap
Yeah, I'm crap at it. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like a spare part in the house. My missus does everything, but I do my best.
No, it's good. It's good that you've got that, solid thing to get away from boxing, especially at the moment when things aren't going as well as you'd like.
Yeah, like I was doing a questionnaire on Instagram last night, and someone asked a question like, if someone said something like it's a fickle sport. Do you know what I mean? And I've got like screenshots of absolutely everything on my phone, and I swooped through it dead quick, and I found like the Boxrec top 10 like about a year ago, and I tagged that on the post, and I said, listen, when I was here, I had more people around me than you can imagine, and like this very day now, I have got no one to turn to. Do you know what I mean? So it just shows you how fickle the sport is. If I was a young kid coming into the sport now, and I could say to myself, just say to him, listen, look after number one, because that's the way it feels. Everyone else does anyway.
Well, let's see where you end up because, I mean, if you get the next trainer, the next manager, you might find a kind of new lease of life in your career anyway, if it all clicks and everything. Like you said, you're still young enough to learn.
Yeah, that's it. Like all I need is someone that I think has got the same ambition as me, and if I find that, and then it'll pick me back up again, get myself back winning ways. I think that'll be all I need really, because everything else, being disciplined and things like that, even just through every day, never mind when I'm in camp, like I've already got all that. Do you know what I mean? I just need something to click for me, and I think I'll be back on a roll again.
Have you heard from Eddie at all at Matchroom or anyone at Matchroom just about, being on future cards and how giving a good account of yourself in the last fight as well, of course?
Like I spoke to Eddie like after the fight, and I don't case Eddie in any way. I just like send him a message or whatever, and he just gets back to me. And I think it's because I don't case him. He just answers me for what I want to know. And I've seen interviews that he's already done. He said like he's going to give me another chance. He doesn't think it'll be any benefit of me to come back in a 6 or 8 rounder. If I come back, it's in a proper fight. And I was like, well, that's music to my ears, because a 6 or 8 rounder is no use to me. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm going to be in camp for 6 to 8 weeks or 8 to 10 weeks or whatever, I need to be in a real fight and something that I can grit my teeth into. So I was happy that he said that, but in the meantime, now like I wouldn't want to message him now, because I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm training. I don't know who's going to manage me. So it'd be pointless me getting in touch with him saying when I'm going to be fighting next, because I haven't even gelled with anyone or settled in anywhere yet. But ideally, I would like to fight the back end of the summer, so I do want to get a move on.
Well, he needs to sort out which broadcaster you're going to be appearing on when you come back as well. So I think he's got stuff to get on with too.
Oh yeah, do you know what? I haven't looked too much into that, but I have seen that they're making their own. Is there even going to be a TV channel though?
Well, it's either going to be Sky or DAZN, but we're not sure because someone broke the news on Twitter that he's Matchroom are leaving Sky and going to DAZN in the UK as well. But then he did an interview today, I think, saying nothing's been confirmed yet. We're not going to announce anything until the summer.
Well, just saying, like if it was DAZN UK, does that mean everyone can only watch it on an app?
Pretty much, yeah. I think you can scan the app to your TV if you've got a smart TV. But yeah, I mean, it is
Yeah,
basically on an app. It's not on a normal linear TV channel.
yeah. That's the only thing what I was thinking. I just don't. Like I don't know how it would work. Like, don't get me wrong, when there's a fight on in America and I can just sit on my phone in bed while my missus is watching telly, that's perfect for me. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I know a lot of people would prefer to watch it on telly.
Yeah, I think I'm one of them, but I need to kind of move with the times a little bit and kind of get you. I've got the Zone app, and I should use it more. Maybe you can watch it on a laptop, can't you? It doesn't have to be on your phone, I suppose. You know.
Yeah, I know. But the majority of people will have the app on, like the phone won't be, is what I mean. Do you know what I mean? But like you said, the smart TVs nowadays. But some people don't even have smart TVs. I think like if you're up to date, you will like. But imagine thinking, oh, I've got to get a smart TV just so I can watch the boxing. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
true. Oh, sorry. So it just popped up on the screen. Well, I'm really glad we had this chance to catch up. Obviously, maybe there'll be more trainers and managers out there who are interested in your services who are watching this. Like you said, you've already had plenty of interest, but it doesn't hurt to invite a few more to the party, does it? Drive the price up a bit.
Do you know what? Like, I've never been someone that chases money, to be honest. I just literally want the glory. So I just want someone who can get me there. You know what I mean? That's literally my only goal in here. Because like I've pretty much won everything else. I've won the international belts. I've won the domestic belts. I just at least want my shot at the top. Do you know what I mean? Just a chance to test myself against some of the top fighters. And just can't afford to keep slipping up in like these sort of smaller occasions. Do you know what I mean? I think once the crowds are back, that will be more beneficial for me because I always bring a big audience and a big army with me as well.
Well, if there are people out there interested in getting in touch with Robbie, I guess at the moment Instagram is probably the wisest choice rather than looking for him on Twitter. So we hope that gets sorted out.
I feel someone on my questionnaire last night put was your Twitter password Southpaw? So it was like a double whammy. I was like, oh, you prick.
There's a bit of grudging respect there, though, wasn't there? You thought you prick, but you thought that's quite good. That's quite creative for a troll, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I get like that sometimes. I give him a little like nod of approval just before I hit the block button.
Yeah, you got me, but I wasn't happy. Yeah,
yeah, see you later. You won't get me again. Brilliant. Well, yeah, I hope it all works out for you. And when you do kind of find the new trainer, new manager, give us a shout and we'll catch up again. And you know, we'll have a very positive talk then about when you're coming back.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be in better spirits that time, definitely. But honestly, I appreciate this. Well, I don't do a lot of interviews because I always shy away from them. But I just feel like at this time now where I'm at, I just need to like tell as many people what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, because the amount of messages I keep getting, like people saying, I hope you're all right, Rob, and things like that. Don't be too down on yourself. I feel like people think I'm like, I fell into like a depression or something. Like I'm all right. Do you know what I mean? I'm just a bit down on what's going on in the sport. Do you know what I mean? I love the sport that much. I just want to get back up there as quick as I can.
Yeah, well, anyone would feel the same in your position. You've had like a run of things happen, haven't you? They say bad things come in free, so hopefully that's it, and it'll turn around from now.
It. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Good stuff. All right, well, really appreciate it, and we'll catch up again soon.
Go on. I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you anyway.
Cheers, Robbie.